We're going to start in grammar on page 19. So go ahead and turn in your grammar books to page 19. It's like that. See if I can get it a little lighter there. There we go. Okay, page 19, this says review it. So we're at a point now, every once in a while in this book, we go through a little review of things you've already learned, but just to practice it a little bit more is a good thing. So it says, answer these questions orally. So you can just tell me the answer. Who remembers what are the 3 articles? Raise your hand if you remember. What are the 3 articles that we're always looking for in this book? You guys remember what those are? Olivia? Oh, make sure you unmute. You know how to do that? There you go.
Yeah. What does orally mean?
Orally means not written. It's just with your voice. So you're just going to tell me with your voice what the answer is. So what are the 3 articles? Do you know what those articles are? Go ahead, Olivia.
A, and the.
Good. That's it. A, and the. We always write them in there on our practice pages. Good. And then what are the 2 noun tests? I know that was a while ago when we talked about that. There's a way to test to see if a noun is, or a word is a noun. It's if you put the before it, so the blank or to blank, if you can count it, or if you can put one of the articles in front of it, then that's how you know it's going to be a noun, okay? So if I have the word pen, if I can say the pen, and I can, that goes together, right? The pen, that works. Or if I have 2 pens, I can count them, 1, 2, that's a noun, pens, okay? That's the test. And then who remembers what does a pronoun do? Who remembers what a pronoun does? Do you remember that? Remember, pronouns are words like he, she, it. What do you think, Olivia?
I think it describes a person.
Yeah, or it takes the place of a noun. So like if I say Phoenix rode his bike to the park, if I say Phoenix rode Phoenix's bike to the park, that would sound weird, right? But if I say Phoenix rode his bike to the park, it flows better. So his takes the place of Phoenix in that sentence. Does that make sense? So a pronoun takes the place of a noun to avoid repetition, because repetition means you hear the same word over and over and over again. That's hard to read if you see the same word over and over again. So pronouns help with those sentences. Good. Okay, so here it says the following paragraph sounds strange because the pronouns are missing. Okay, here's the example I was just talking about. Cross out each noun that can be replaced with a pronoun. Write the pronoun above the noun. Okay, so we're just going to take this sentence by sentence here. The dwarf put on the dwarf's red jacket and the dwarf's boots. There's a great example of repetition. You see dwarf, dwarfs, dwarves. It's like too much, right? So how about Phoenix? I'm going to ask you about this one. We need to leave the first word dwarf because we got to know who we're talking about. And we're going to pretend like this dwarf is a boy. So we're going to use the pronoun his. Where should we, like this dwarf and this dwarf, how should the sentence read? The dwarf put on...
It should be the dwarf put on his red jacket and his boots.
There you go. So cross out the dwarfs and put his, and then same here. Good, Phoenix. The dwarf put on his red jacket and his boots. How about the next one? I'm going to see if Cash can do the next one. The jacket and boots kept the dwarf warm. So we need to fix the dwarf again. So how would we fix that sentence?
Boots, the jacket. Oh,
The
I'm trying to read it. Phoenix.
Here, let me see if I can zoom in a little. There, right here. So go ahead and
The
read this part.
jacket,
There you go.
the jacket, and the boots kept dwarf warm.
So we need to change this. What pronoun should we put here instead of the dwarf? Kept
The.
warm?
No, that wouldn't sound right.
That doesn't sound right. Remember, he's a boy.
Him.
There you go. Him. I saw that hand, Olivia. I wanted to see if he could figure that one out. The jacket and boots kept him warm. Good. How about Christopher on this one? The dwarf filled the dwarf's bag with 3 sandwiches. How do we fix those, the dwarfs, with pronouns?
His.
He filled, what should I put here? He filled blank bag. His, good, Christopher. He filled his bag with 3 sandwiches. And then Mariah, I'm gonna have you do this last one. The dwarf walked to the woods to eat 3 sandwiches.
He,
Good.
and then them.
Good. Good. I'm glad you caught that because we just said 3 sandwiches. We don't need to say 3 sandwiches again, right? He walked to the woods to eat them. Nice job. All right. Let's move on to the practice page, which is this one, page 21. Oh, look how short our sentence is. Wow. Lucky us. Christopher, can you read the sentence, please?
The dwarf bowed and departed.
Okay. Sounds like a tired dwarf. Departed. Phoenix, do you know what that word departed means?
like he went away from something.
Yes, very good. He went away or he left. Good. Put a check by vocabulary. How about Olivia? Remember our articles are a, an, and the. Those are super easy peasy cheesy. Where is the article in this sentence? Don't forget to unmute.
The before the dwarf.
Perfect. Okay. And then how about cash? Where is the noun in this sentence? There's only one.
Departed.
No, that's actually a verb. That's an action. So look for a person, place, or thing.
Door.
There you go. Put it in there for dwarf. And then Mariah, how about what needs to be capitalized here?
The first letter T.
Good. And then how about Olivia, what goes at the end of the sentence?
A period.
Yes, this was like super easy peasy cheesy. You guys did great. So later you can rewrite the sentence down below. Make sure you capitalize that first letter and make sure the period's there. And then I think your homework's going to it's just really easy right now, which is good. It's starting out really nice and easy. It's going to get harder as we go. You're going to copy the words, the sentence down below. And then for your homework assignment, you're going to do pages 22 through 24. Do you guys have any questions about grammar today? If not, just shake your head no, and then I know that you don't have any questions. Okay, good. Yes, Olivia?
We're supposed to do page 24?
Let me double check. Yes, you're supposed to do page 24, 22, 23, and 24. Okay? Okay. All righty, let's put that aside. Now, you guys worked on a paragraph this week, which is the first time we really got into a writing assignment for scorpions. And let me stop the share just for a second. I saw that on your Google Classroom, you all submitted it. I read it. I gave you a little note back to you. So you guys are doing really good so far with following directions. I do have a couple of things that I want to show you when you're writing a paragraph or a story. Hold on just a second. I got to get the right page out here. It's 27. Oh, here we go. Okay. I made up my own story just so I could use it as an example for you. And I want you to look to see how I have this set up. Most of you did a fantastic job double spacing because that's a big deal. It's really, really important that you double space, meaning skipping lines. And I showed you last time how to put these little X's in there. And then those lines you don't write on. You did pretty good with that. Now, I'm going to read mine, and I just want you to know I intentionally made some mistakes on mine, and I'm going to show you how you can fix those things if you ever aren't happy with your story and you want to fix a couple of things. By the way, a couple of you did not write it like a paragraph. Some of you wrote each line had a separate sentence. So really, when you're writing a paragraph, see how I have my sentence here and then I have a period. I keep going until I get to this light red line. It's like a pink line right here. Notice that some of my words went a little past. Some of them are not on the pink line. Some of them go past, but none of my words go all the way to the edge here because that's when it gets crowded, right? If you try to squeeze an extra word in there, you're going to be mad that you did that. So make sure you go just either right at the line, maybe a little past, but don't go all the way to the edge of your paper. That's one thing I wanted to show you. But I also want to go back to showing you after that period, I went ahead and did my next sentence. There's my next period, and then I kept going. Some of you made more like a list of sentences, and that's not what I want you to do. So I want you to set it up like a paragraph like this, okay? Now I'm going to read mine. Scorpions are not insects. They are arachnids with 8 legs, 2 pinchers, and a barbed tail. So far, I'm fine with it. There are over 2,000 species of scorpions. They are found on every continent, but not Antarctica. They are venomous, but only kill 30 humans. Now, the way I wrote that, it sounds like all scorpions can kill, but only 30 humans actually get killed. So the way I wrote this, I'm not happy with it. They are venomous, and it really should be only about 30 species kill humans, right? So I messed up on purpose just to show you this as an example. But so what I would do is I'm going to change what I want to say here. They are venomous, but only I'm going to say, I'm going to cross this out. Notice that I just do one line. A couple of you, when you made a mistake, you went like that and just scribbled. And trust me, I used to do that too. And it just makes a mess on your paper. So when you make a mistake like this, I just want you to draw one line, okay? But only, I'm going to put about 30, and I'm going to keep going here, can kill humans. And then I'm going to put this little, what I call a caret. It's not a carrot that you eat, obviously, but that's the name of this little symbol right here. It almost looks like part of an arrow, if you can see that. That means I want to add that right here to this part of the sentence. And I'm going to put a little arrow right here for this part, can kill humans. So now it says they are venomous, but only about 30 can kill humans. I want to add that word species. So now it says they are venomous, but only about 30 species can kill humans. Do you see how I have space because I double spaced? That's the reason why we do that. So we can fix things. We have room. And you're just going to do one line through your mistakes and then add in what you want to add. I'm going to keep going. The sting can paralyze prey. They are tough in the freezer overnight. Now, I don't like that sentence. First of all, I misspelled tough. Do you guys know how to spell tough? How do you spell tough, Phoenix?
T-O-U-G-H.
There you go. So what I'm going to do is one line through. Above that, I'm going to spell it the right way. Good job. They are tough. And I forgot how they survive in the freezer overnight. I'm going to put my caret symbol here and put and can survive in the freezer overnight. So now my sentence says they are tough and can survive in the freezer overnight. I like that much better. When they hatch, they climb on their back. So, okay, I caught that one. I misspelled climb. So who can tell me how to spell climb? You know how to spell climb? Olivia, how do you spell climb?
C-L-I-M-B.
Okay, good. Your microphone kind of crackled a little bit, but I heard you. L-I-M-B. I was missing a B. So notice I didn't squeeze B in there. I just drew a line straight through the word, fixed it, and put it on top of it. And on their back, did they climb on their own back? Is that how it was? No, what did they do, Mariah? They climbed on whose back?
They climbed on the scorpion's back. Wait,
There was a specific one they climbed on. Let's see if Christopher remembers. What did the babies, whose back did they climb on? The mother's back. I saw your hand, Phoenix, but I want to see if Christopher knew. I'm going to draw a little arrow here and put mother's back. When they hatch, they climb on their mother's back. That makes more sense. In China, they are a grilled delicacy. Good. All right. So notice there's extra stuff in here. It looks a little sloppy. And I want to tell you, I want to see sloppy. It's okay. I don't want you to intentionally make it sloppy, but if you go back and fix things like this is exactly how I want you to turn it in with your changes. I don't want you to feel like, oh, this is too ugly. She's going to hate it. I need to rewrite it and make it perfect. I don't want you to make it perfect. Okay. I want to see where you fixed things. That shows me that you're looking and you're finding things that need to be fixed. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay. And then let's say you, I'm going to give an example now of something else. So let's say up here, they are arachnids with 8 legs, 2 pinchers, and a barbed tail. Let's say I look at that word over, and let's say, you know what? I don't want to put over in there. I'm going to cross out over. And then I go, oh, wait, no, I want over. I didn't mean to cross it out, because if you're writing with a pen, you can't erase it, right? So what you can do is actually circle it and then put okay next to it. Meaning, I thought I wanted to take out that word, but you know, I changed my mind. I want to keep that word there. So I'm going to circle it now and put okay. That's an example of that kind of fix on your paper. Let's say right here where it says arachnids with 8 legs, 2 pinchers, and a barbed tail. Let's say I want to put 2 pinchers first. I want that to be before 8 legs. So what I can do is circle 2 pinchers and then draw an arrow over here because I like it better here. That's okay. You can do that. Scorpions are not insects. They are arachnids with 2 pinchers, 8 legs, and a barbed tail. That's okay. If you decide you want to move something, you just circle it and draw an arrow at where you want it. Okay. Notice how messy this is. This is a sloppy copy. That is okay. For a sloppy copy, that is okay to turn it in like this. Anything else I want to tell you about that? Do you guys have any questions about what I'm talking about here? Okay. I do want to challenge you. Well, let me ask you this first. You can raise your hand. I want to ask you I'm going to ask you if you like to write in pencil or pen when you're writing your paragraph. So if you like to write in pencil rather than pen, raise your hand. If you like to write in pencil, most of you probably do anyways, right? Okay. Does anybody like writing with pen? Does anybody in this group actually like writing with pen? How about you, Christopher? You do? Okay. I am going to challenge you because what happens when we write in pencil is a lot of times we do a lot of erasing. And I don't know if you realize that erasing takes time. And sometimes if you erase a lot, it might even wear a hole in your paper, or you'll have like eraser shavings everywhere on your table. And it just takes a lot. Let's say you mess up in the middle and you erase all of it and rewrite the second half of it or something like that. So I don't want you to erase anymore. I know that's going to be hard for some of you. I want you to try using a pen. I also like using a pen because it's less work on your hand. You don't have to push so hard like you do a pencil. And you can use blue or black ink. It's kind of fun to write with a pen. So I want you to try. But if that's too stressful for you, if you're just like, I can't write with a pen, I have to write with a pencil, you can still write with a pencil, okay? But I want you to try not to erase. Olivia, do you have a question for me?
Can I use other colored pens too?
Good question. That is kind of fun to do. What colors are you thinking? What colors do you have? You have like pink,
All the
something like that.
colors.
All the colors. I think for our homework, I want it to stay blue or black. But I will tell you this, if you want to use a different color when you're fixing things, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Like if you, like how I did here, you can use a different color for fixing things. But I think when you're writing your paragraph initially, it should be blue or black ink. Does that make sense? Okay, good. All right. So messy is good. You probably never had a teacher or especially your parent tell you that. So surprise, this is new. Messy is good. I want to see how you've rearranged things and fixed things. That shows me a lot about what you're doing. I don't want to see scribble, 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 or X, or all these crazy arrows everywhere. Please don't do that. That'll be too crazy. All right. One line through mistakes, just one line. Fix it above. Arrows are okay. Circles are okay. Writing okay is okay. All of those things are good. Okay. That's the example for scorpions. Now, we're going to put away these paragraphs because we're done with this week. So get your binders out. And I want you to put your paragraph that you worked on. I think Christopher typed yours, so if you don't have it printed out, that's okay. Everything that you have for that week of scorpions, go to your binder and then in the back, toward the back, where it says finished compositions, right back here, right back here, finished compositions. When you turn that page, you're going to see the dog in the shadow. Remember, we put that in there last time? Turn behind that, turn that all the way past your checklist and everything. And this is where you're going to put the scorpions week 2. Do not put the yellow page in here yet though. Okay, so keep the yellow page out. Only put in these that say scorpion, the white pages, and then the scorpion story, and then your paragraph and your checklist. all of that goes behind the dog in the shadow stuff, okay? But not the yellow page. Keep that one out for a second. Give me a thumbs up when you get this put away for scorpions. And Christopher and Mariah, if you can keep your camera on, that'll help me a lot so I can see what you're doing there. Okay. Thumbs up if you got that done. Good. I see that, Olivia. It goes behind finished compositions, all the scorpion pages except the yellow one. Don't put that one away yet. Keep that one out. All the rest of the stuff goes behind finished compositions. Did you get it, Cash? Did you put it away?
No.
Oh, you're still working on it? Okay. Do you have yours put away, Christopher? Okay, I see that thumbs up. Mariah, you got yours? Christopher, do you have a question?
I can't find the finished compositions.
It looks like this, kind of toward the back of your binder.
The only thing at the back is document.
Well, it's not the back, but you know how all of these tabs are together like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at all of these. So it's right here. So go back a little bit. I think you just went past it by accident. Do you see it yet?
No.
Can you go get your mom and she can help you really quick if she's not too busy? It goes behind finished compositions. Okay, and then the yellow page, this one, this goes in a different spot. This is what I'm showing you guys how to organize your binder. It's a good skill to practice for later in your other classes too. But this one goes under a different tab. It goes under the tab that says Model Charts and Outlines. See that one? Model Charts and Outlines. And if you go past that tab, you'll see this one. We put this one away last time. So this page that you have, page 21, goes behind this one, like this, okay? So you see this one, this is page 15, and then right behind it, page 21, that's where it goes, behind Model Charts and Graphs. Model Charts and Outlines. Right behind that. You got it? Give me a thumbs up when you got that. Okay, good. All right. And I don't know if you're there, Stacy, with Christopher, but we were just putting away the scorpions, which is week 2, and Christopher was needing help with that. So this yellow page goes behind Model Charts and Outlines, but then the other pages go behind finished compositions. Okay. Now you're going to flip back to the front because we're going to get the next week out. So right here where it says source text, oh, this is the super front like this. Okay, you see the little boy right here. And you see the first tab that's sticking out is called source text. You're going to turn that. Behind that tab, you're going to see the bald man and the fly. The bald man and the fly. This is week 3. You're going to get out week 3 now. So open your readings again. And it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. Take out 4 pages. When you see week 4, leave that in your binder. Don't take that one out. Just take out week 3. Okay, it's pages 23, 25, 27, and 29. So 4 pages here for the bald man and the fly. Once you take all 4 of those pages out, you can close up your rings. You also need a piece of lined paper, so go ahead and get that ready too. And then you'll be ready for the lesson. So you should have week 3 out, the bald man and the fly. There's 4 pages for that. And thumbs up when you're ready. You should also have a lined piece of paper out too. A lot of moving things around in the binder. I know that that takes a little bit, so. Okay, I see that, Olivia, good. How's Christopher doing? I don't even see him. Are you there, Christopher? Phoenix and Cash, give me a thumbs up when you got yours ready. Good. How about you, Cash?
He's still getting his stuff separated.
Okay. How about Mariah? Are you ready? Okay. You got it ready, Mariah? Good. Okay, good. While Cash is still working on his and Christopher, I just want to remind you, I really need you to pay attention to this really quick. This page we don't use because some of your parents are still confused. It's like, we're supposed to watch a video and I can't find the video. So this page we're not using. You can ignore this page. The reason why I have you get it out though, is that so it stays together with all of week 3. Even though we don't use this page, we're still going to take this page out each week, but ignore this. This is only if you were doing your own class by yourself with your mom and you're watching videos and stuff, but I'm the one that's teaching you this, so don't worry, just ignore this, all right? So let's go to the next page then, which is the bald man and the fly. This is page 25, so get this page on front here so you can see that. And then you're going to have your lined paper ready too. We're going to get to that in just a second. All right. Bald man and the fly. Notice it says attributed to Aesop, another one. We've already done that with the dog in the shadow. Same type of story where you have characters that have a problem and then we learn a lesson from the story. So it's a short story and poor guy, you can tell just looking at the picture, he's not a happy camper right here. And obviously this is like the fly trail right there, these little dots. It's like, you know how it is, especially in the summertime when they buzz around your ear, they drive me crazy sometimes, especially this year. It seems like there's extra flies around, but he's just sitting there and he's not happy about that. So he's trying to swat it. I'm sure all of us can relate to that. Maybe not the bald part. I mean, luckily all of you guys have hair, so that's a good thing. Did you guys find what you need for today, Stacy? So we got out week 3. All of week 3, and then okay, you're muted if you're talking to me. I don't know what you're saying. Are you good, Christopher?
Sorry, it's me. He's
Oh.
looking for a tab. For some reason, we don't have the finished compositions tab.
Oh, weird.
Which is strange because well, I don't know where it would have gone, but I just told him to put everything in the back.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, hopefully you can find it, but that's fine for now. Thanks for coming in to help him. I hate to bother you, but I don't want all this stuff to get lost. So wanted to make sure.
No, it's totally fine. That's what I'm
Okay.
here for.
Awesome. And then under source text, we got out week 3. So that's what we're working on now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make sure he has that right now.
Okay,
Looks
cool.
decent.
Awesome. Okay, thank you, Stacy. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read this story here about Aesop's the Bald Man and the Fly. And you guys just follow along on your copy, and then we're going to start building a keyword outline with this. It says, on a hot summer day, a tired traveler sat down to rest and took off his hat. A fly began buzzing about his bald head and sweaty face, landing on his skin from time to time. Get away, fly, he mumbled. He tried to smack the fly, but instead he hit only his own head. When he slapped his skin, it stung, but he slapped again and again, trying to get that pesky insect. But he failed and thus became frustrated and angry. Finally, the man understood his mistake. He thought, we are likely to hurt only ourselves when we get so angry. Okay, kind of a goofy story. Olivia, did you want to say something?
What does thus mean?
Ooh, good question. Thank you for that. It's kind of an old way of writing, old English. You know, this story was written probably a long, long time ago, hundreds of years ago, and it's kind of a story that they retold over the years. And so thus is how you say it. Just is another way to say like therefore. Let's see, where is it at in the story here? Trying to find where it's at in here. Get away.
You passed it. It's on, but he failed and thus became frustrated and angry.
Ah, thank you. I was like, how come I can't see the word? Thank you for that, Phoenix. Thus, it's like therefore, or then he became angry, but it's an old word. We don't use this word anymore, but that was a great question. And then the other word is mumbled. Do you guys know what mumbled means? Yeah. Olivia, what is mumbled? What does that mean?
Mumbled means like you barely said it, kind of like a
Yeah.
whisper.
Kind of like a whisper. You don't really pronounce the words properly, and it's like, and a lot of times people do that when they're frustrated or upset about something. So he kind of mumbled it. Good. And then I think the rest of the word, pesky insect, obviously that just means like annoying. All right, so now, we forgot to talk about the moral of the story or the lesson we can learn. What kind of a lesson can you learn from this story? Go ahead, Phoenix. What lesson do you think we could learn?
That anger can turn into like violence, not
Yeah.
necessarily to yourself, but other people too.
Yeah. We got to be careful with our anger, right? We have to we need to walk away. We need to take a deep breath. There's ways to kind of bring our anger down a little bit. Because that's true. I mean, I can imagine him just smack, smack, smack. And then he's probably got a headache after all that. So you're right. That's a good lesson. How about Mariah? Did you think of something else?
Well, I was thinking that, cause the flight was fast, so like he was hurting himself. So like, also like we could probably not try to like hit ourselves, but like actually try like get concentrated to hit it, not just like moving all around. But he was in a hot, like it was hot over there, so
Yeah.
it was like he was getting angry. But he could have waited, and then he could have tried to hit it instead of hitting himself a lot.
That's a good point, and he was hot and sweaty, so he was probably already frustrated just about that too. So if he would have just taken a deep breath, kind of slowed down a little bit, then he could have, you know, actually got the fly. Okay, good. Good point, Mariah. Now on your line piece of paper, let's go ahead and set this up for the keyword outline. So go ahead and put your name here like you always do. Oh, my pen, there we go. I draw a line, but you're going to put your name there. And then today's date is October 4th already, which is crazy. October 4th, 2023. Skip a line. We're going to write the title. The bald man. Notice the words and the are not capitalized, so keep those lowercase. And we're going to learn why in a little bit. The bald man and the fly, and then right underneath that, just put KWO. Do you remember what that stands for, KWO? Let's see if we can get somebody else to tell us. How about cash? Do you remember KWO?
No, I don't remember.
How about Christopher? What's KWO? You remember? There you go. Keyword outline. I know Phoenix, Olivia, and Mariah, you guys probably remembered that. Keyword outline. Now we're just going to abbreviate it so we don't have to write it all the way out. And then for this story, we have 8 sentences. So skip a line and we're going to number 1 to 8 on the side here. Whoops. Now, if you're using pen, that's good, but you don't have to on this part. This is just the keyword outline. So if you really like using pencil better, it's okay to use pencil on this part. When you go to write your paragraph though, I want you to try using pen. If it's too stressful for you, then go ahead and use pencil. It's okay. I don't want you to erase. Some students, you know, they really want their paper to look really perfect. And that's why they like pencil, because they can fix their letters, or, you know, they can fix it so that when it's done, it looks all nice and pretty. But I'm telling you, it's okay if you turn in, you know, a sloppy copy. That's really, really okay. All right, we're going to do the outline now. I'm going to start with Mariah. Look at the first sentence here. On a hot summer day, a tired traveler sat down to rest and took off his hat. How can we put that in the keyword outline with just 3 words? What are the 3 key words there?
We thought it was hot,
Okay.
tired,
Yeah, tired. Okay.
and rest.
Rest. Okay. I wonder if we should mention traveler, because that's who we're talking about. So how about hot, traveler,
And rest.
and rest? Okay, hot, traveler, and rest. Now here's the thing, guys. If somebody else, like let's say Cash, has a different set of words that you want to use on yours, that's okay. It doesn't have to match ours exactly. Okay. So the point is you can only have 3 words. If you need to draw a symbol or something like that, that's okay. But don't go crazy on the symbols. Some students like to draw a symbol for everything, and I don't want you to do that. So I agree. Let's put hot, traveler. This is what I'm going to put. You can copy mine, or if you have something different, that's fine. And then rest. Hot, traveler, rest. You know, we could do like a little hat. I'm going to just draw a hat like that. I don't know how to draw a hat. Kind of like that. He took off his hat. You could probably draw a better hat than me. I'm not a very good artist. I will tell you that. That is not my expertise. Okay, next I'm going to have Cash go next. The next sentence starts here. A fly began buzzing about his bald head and sweaty face, landing on his skin from time to time. How can we put that in our keyword outline? This is for Cash.
Buzzing bald head.
Yeah. Buzzing bald head. I wonder if landing would be important. We could probably just say head. We already know it's bald because that's the name of the story here. What if we did buzzing, head, landing? You like that, or Cash?
Yeah.
All right, buzzing, head, landing, because that's the part when they land on you. You can feel it, right? And it's like tickling because their little legs are moving, and it's like, get off my head. But the landing part's kind of important. So buzzing, head, and landing. Okay, Phoenix, how about the next sentence? It says, get away, fly, he mumbled.
Mumbled, fly, and away.
Okay. Maybe we just do away, fly, mumbled in that order. Away, fly, and I'm going to put an exclamation mark there so I can remember that's what he said, or I can even put quotation marks around it like that. Mumbled, good. Olivia, the next sentence, he tried to smack the fly, but instead he hit only his head.
Smack.
Okay. What else?
Instead.
Okay.
And hit.
Okay. Smack, instead, hit. And maybe we could draw a head. We could
Yeah,
do
that's what I was.
Okay, cool. Smack, instead, hit, and I'm just going to draw a really simple, and I'm going to kind of do a mad face because I don't want to put a happy face. And maybe draw an arrow to the head. There we go. Smack, instead, hit, and then his head. Good. Christopher, you got the next one. It says, when he slapped his skin, it stung, but he slapped again and again, trying to get that pesky insect. What should we put for that part of the outline?
Slap. Down. Again.
I like that. Slapped. Good, Christopher. Stung. And again. Again and again. So when you go to write the sentence, you can remember, oh yeah, he slapped himself again and again. Poor guy. All right, you guys got that? Slapped, stung again. Next one is for Mariah, but he failed and thus became frustrated and angry. Oops, you're muted. Make sure to unmute yourself.
Frustrated and angry.
Okay, you got room for one more word. Remember, you can have three.
Down.
Yeah, I agree. Let's put failed. And then frustrated and angry. Good. Good job, Mariah. Back to Cash on the next sentence. After you write that down, I'll give you a second. Okay, your sentence, Cash, is finally the man understood his mistake.
what is it?
On your story right here, you're on this one. Finally, the man understood his mistake. So what keywords should we put for that?
I don't see it. Wait.
Finally, the man understood his mistake.
Right here. Finally, yeah.
Finally, man understood.
Okay, I think you're close. I kind of think mistake is important to remember.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Finally, man mistake.
Okay, that's pretty good too, but I kind of think we don't need to put man because we know we're talking about him, right? Is that what you're thinking too, Olivia? What is your thought, Olivia?
Mine was finally man understood, and then we could probably put an M and a circle around it for mistake.
Oh yeah, if you can remember that, yeah. I'm wondering if we should put finally understood mistake. That would work for me, but if you want to put an X or I mean an M with a circle around it, as long as you remember what that means. Because I kind of think we don't need man because we know we're talking about a man this whole story. So if I had to pick only three, I would pick finally, understood, and mistake. So finally, understood, mistake. All right. And then let's see. How about Christopher for this last one? Actually, no, I'm sorry. I forgot Phoenix. The very last one. He thought we are likely to hurt only ourselves when we get so angry.
Ourselves, angry, and hurt.
Okay. How about we put him in order though? Hurt, ourselves, angry. We want to put him in order to help us remember that. Good. Excellent. You guys are getting faster at this, by the way. I'm super impressed at you. Here we've got our keyword outline. Go ahead and get out another piece of lined paper. I forgot to have you do that earlier, but you need another piece of lined paper. So get out a clean one. You know what to do. Anytime we get out a clean piece of paper, we start by putting the name here and the date. And this time, I don't want you to write down the bald man and the fly. I want you to skip a line and then just draw a line for a title, but don't put any words on it yet. Just draw a line right there because next week we're going to learn how to make up a new title for your paragraph. Okay. So just name goes here and the date, and then skip a line and then just draw a line there to hold a space for your title. And then I want you to go ahead and write in your X's just so you can remember to skip lines. So right underneath where you put that line, put a little X there, skip a line, X, skip a line. Go ahead and do that all the way down like you did before. You're going to do this until you can remember to skip lines automatically. Eventually you'll do it without thinking about it, but for now. So X, skip, X, skip, X, skip, X, skip. You get the idea, okay? That way, when you are writing your paragraph and you see that X, don't write on that line. That's to remind you, okay? Double spacing. Now you know why we double space. So we can make room to change things if we need to. Super important that you remember that. Double space, X space, X space, X space, like that. Give me a thumbs up if your paper looks like mine right now. Awesome, good. Christopher, yours is done? Okay, I see it, good. Good, Cash. Yep, I see that. Good. So your homework this week is like similar to what you did with scorpions. You're going to use your outline here, just your outline, not the original. You're just going to look at the outline and you're going to rewrite this paragraph in your own words. So let's do the first sentence together. We've got hot, traveler, rest, hat. Does anyone want to volunteer to come up with a sentence to start off this story? Okay, Olivia, you got an idea? Hot, traveler, rest, hat.
Once there was a hot traveler who finally sat down to rest on a rock
Okay, good. And we drew a
and
hat.
took off.
Okay, that's good. Okay, I'll start the sentence. I might need help remembering everything you said, but go ahead and skip that line with the X there. And remember to indent. We're making a paragraph here, so you want to move over a little bit. And I remember she started with the word once. Now, if you guys want to write a different sentence, that's okay. You don't have to copy this one. But here's an example. Once, you said there was a hot traveler. And then what did you say after that, Olivia?
Who wanted to rest on a rock and took off his hat.
Good. Who? Now I'm at that pink line, and so that's my clue to move over. You might be in a different spot on your page, but now I'm going to skip a line. Don't write where the X is. Who wanted to sit down on a rock and take off his hat. I'll leave that there for a second. Let me zoom in so you can see it. Now, if your sentence looks different than mine, that's okay. Remember, you're going to have your own paragraph, but if you want to copy mine, I'm okay with that too. Actually, it's Olivia's, and we can copy her sentence. That's okay. But notice I skipped lines. Notice I indented. You got to make sure to indent right here because this is a paragraph. Starts here. Once there was a hot traveler who wanted to sit down on a rock and take off his hat.
We have to, wouldn't we replace the take with took off his hat? Because take off his hat really it doesn't make sense. I think it make more sense if he took off his hat.
Good point, Phoenix. So let's see how that sounds. Once there was a hot traveler who wanted to sit down on a rock and took off his hat. Okay, I think because that word wanted is here, it would work with either take or took. Wanted to sit down on a rock. He wanted to, so here's how you can test it. He wanted to take off his hat or he wanted to took off his hat. See what I mean? If I take out these extra words in here and I put it next to the verb wanted, it actually makes more sense to say take for that sentence. But you could say once there was a hot traveler who sat down on a rock and took off his hat. You could write it that way instead. Good thinking though. See, I like that. And you can change that. Even if you wrote in pen, if you guys are writing in pen, if you started with pencil and you want to try pen for a little bit, if you do half and half, that's okay with me too. Just so you know. I just want you to practice not erasing. Try not to erase. I see your pen, Olivia. That's good that you're trying it with pen. Okay, if you have a pencil, that's okay. You can switch to pen. I just don't want you to erase. I want to see you do this without erasing. Okay, so we did number one. You can cross out number one on your keyword outline. So your homework is going to be to finish these sentences. And remember, keep going right after that period. You want it to be one big paragraph, okay? Don't make each sentence a separate line. You want it to be one big paragraph like I showed you with the scorpions. Mariah?
So do we write out the X's like now?
Yeah, yes. I do want you to write the X's to help you remember to skip lines. Yes. I just put little X's on every other line just to remember on those lines you don't write. It's X to tell you stop, don't write here. So you have double spaces. Olivia?
So if you mess up, those X spaces are okay to write on.
Oh, if you mess
Right?
up, yes. You mean like if you wanted to fix something, then yes, that's what those are held there for. If you need to fix something, then yes, you do write on those lines. Good question. It's only when you're initially writing your paragraph, you don't want to write on any of those lines, but then going back and fixing things, yes, you do. Good question. Mariah?
And then what was it due?
This is due, so your class is always on Wednesdays. So your homework is due on Tuesday by 5 o'clock at night. So always the night before, okay? So you have a whole week to work on this, and you can do it all at once in one day, or you can do a little bit each day, whatever works for you, whatever your mom wants you to do or your dad, okay? So as long as it's finished by Tuesday next week, that's when you turn it in. Olivia. You have another
My
question?
mom tells me to finish all of my mom tells me to finish all of my work on Monday so that she can send it in early.
That's fine. That's totally up to your mom. If she wants to do it that way, that works for me. No problem. So again, your homework is to finish writing this paragraph. And then those 3 pages in grammar that we talked about earlier. Okay, any questions about your homework this week? No erasing. Try really hard not to erase. If you're using pencil, try really hard. Don't erase. Just draw a line if you make a mistake. No scribbling, just a line. Okay, you guys, you did great. Super proud of all of you. And if anybody has any questions, any more questions for me or no more questions? Nope. Good. Yay. I will see you next week then. Have a good week.
Bye.